Classic Hits Fairfield area weather forecast. Rain likely today, high 70. Clear tonight, low 45. For tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 65. Mostly sunny, warmest day of the week on Wednesday with a high just 75. Sunny and 68 on Thursday, and the outlook for Friday, partly sunny, high 60. Overnight low 53. Yesterday's high was 89. So far, 33/100ths of an inch of rainfall in Fairfield. Currently, humidity is at 100%. Winds are out of the southeast at 3 miles an hour, and the pressure at 29.81. Rain continues to fall. We've got 54 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's Mark Turner. I'm Mike Dreeth. After a long weekend, lots of things going on around our area, and Tom Levine is joining us as well, slipping into the third seat. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good morning. Just fine.
Took the grandkids to the pumpkin patch this weekend.
Did you really?
Boy, it was crowded, too.
Oh, I bet.
This
weekend was gorgeous.
Went out on a nice ride on the back of the...
On the hay wagon?
We went on the hay wagon. Shreves do a great job out there. We also got...
I thought the governor said you couldn't have hay rides.
Well, we did. I guarantee it. We went out on one, and then we went and got...
Way to go, pumpkin patch.
We went and got some pumpkin rolls. Oh, baby. Talk about...
Pumpkin roll, yeah.
You have to hang a bucket of insulin on my belt after one of those babies.
Pump up the volume.
Oh, man. Anyway, that was great. I learned of 2 great apps. Anytime my kids come into town,
you get a new app.
I pump them for technology.
Okay.
And you're talking about the little grandkids. Not the sons, right?
Well, my son and my grandson, both the 8-year-old, knew all about this. One is called Skyview. It's free. I'm talking about
Skyview,
free apps.
yeah.
Have you seen it before? Okay.
Yeah,
It's
Skyview.
You look it up. You point it up into the sky.
It's like your own planetarium, huh?
Yes.
And it shows you where Mars is and Venus and
that planet which is next to Neptune.
I'm not going to mention that. I've been told by my wife I cannot talk about the planet next to Neptune.
Called?
There's Jupiter. There's Saturn.
You can look through the Earth to find different
There's
planets.
the moon. Oh,
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
There's the Hubble Space Telescope.
Oh, did you pay for that?
No.
Because you can upgrade and actually see
Right.
the rockets that have been discarded up there, the space junk.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to upgrade. I like it just knowing when I look up and I see something that's not twinkling, I know it's a planet, but I want to know what planet it is.
Okay.
Jupiter, Mars.
I thought you can say you upgrade and somebody from the space station will wave at you when you look at it.
No. And
hey, how's it going?
Whenever you get the upgrade, you hear Carl Sagan go, "That's billions and billions of miles away."
and I haven't found Uranus. Anyway, Flight Radar 24 is the other one.
Okay, that shows you planes.
It shows you all the planes. And I had one, but it stopped. It said, "Hey, we want cash," and I said, "Well, I'm dropping that." But this one's free. Flight Radar 24. Unfortunately, what I was doing with it this weekend was watching helicopters come in from Mount Vernon because of all of the accidents that we had in town. It was a horrible weekend.
It was a crazy weekend.
Saturday night was terrible. Let's
learned
see
a new
here.
term over the weekend.
And what was that?
Dramedy.
That's a cross between a drama and a comedy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which usually didn't go together.
No.
That's the first time you've heard that.
Yeah, I was.
That's surprising.
Well, I was scrolling. This is the first time I scrolled Netflix over the weekend for
And you found.
And looked at the
a
descriptions.
long time.
It's serious, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It's seriously
funny. Yeah.
It's rigid, yet flexible.
Yeah, that's right. And watched a few pretty good movies over the weekend.
Okay, tell us about those, because I have one that I watched this
Friday
weekend.
night, we watched a movie called Big Stone Gap.
Okay.
Ashley Judd and Ashley Judd was in it.
Okay.
Along with Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg
was in it, okay.
Yeah. And it was about a town in Virginia, and I don't know. It was...
It's about the University of Kentucky's basketball team.
No, it was not.
It's the only thing I know about with Ashley Judd.
It was in Virginia. Actually, it's a pretty good movie. It was more the... Tina wanted to watch it. It was
Okay,
it was
well,
kind
then-
of chick flick. So,
well-
I mean, but it was pretty good.
Good.
And then yesterday, we watched The Social Dilemma.
I want to see that.
You need to watch it.
The Social Dilemma.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
Social Network.
No, it's The Social Dilemma. It deals with how social media is pretty much taking over your lives.
It has.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then we watched a Stephen King movie called 1922.
And it was probably scary.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit. Yeah, it was scary.
Okay. So would you recommend that one as well?
1922 was a little slow, but it was good. I mean,
Okay.
you had to. It wasn't one of them movies you could, and same way with The Social Dilemma. It wasn't one of those movies you could get up and go to the bathroom and get a drink without pausing it. You had to pause it, and then come back and pick up where you left off. You couldn't leave and come and pick up.
Here's what my wife did. As soon as the grandkids got into town, she marched them in, two of the oldest ones, into town and forced them against their will to watch The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Oh, with
Don
Don
Knotts.
Knotts.
Knots.
Way to go, Luther! Yeah. And I had, of course, I watched it too, and it was funny. I
yeah.
enjoyed it. The
Oh,
kids
yeah.
loved it.
Oh,
The kids
Did
just
you watch
Something-
The Incredible Mr. Olympic?
No.
Something
That's
else-
probably next time they're in
Something
town.
else I saw on Facebook.
Right?
There's a documentary. It's Chef's Something Barbecue.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't know what it is?
I don't. I mean, it has to do with barbecue, cooking barbecue, but it's a documentary.
Well, you're going to have to get back to us
yeah,
on
I,
that one.
I didn't have a chance to get into that.
I
one,
watched
but
last night. I watched
My first words were when I saw it. You gotta be kidding me.
That's an offering on Netflix.
Yeah.
I watched last night. I don't know if it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime. A 1950 era documentary on the life of Babe Ruth with all the official footage from the 20s and 30s.
Oh, really?
Pat O'Brien, not the sportscaster. Pat O'Brien, the
other
actor,
Pat
who
O'Brien.
was in the Newt Rockney story,
Yeah.
right?
Newt Rockney, All-American, but he played in a lot of war movies too.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But he's the narrator of it. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll recommend that. Watch
What was it called again? I'm sorry.
just Babe Babe Ruth story. I think
Babe Ruth
it's
story,
not
all right.
the Babe Ruth story that
Not
you
the
remember.
movie.
Right?
But it's
There was a movie. This is a documentary. I watched the end of the Cardinals game because I wanted to see if they won, how they would celebrate.
and they hooped and hollered and hugged.
I think there's going to be some fines because there was some maskless hugging.
Oh my goodness. Maskless hugging.
Yes, I mean like cheek to cheek stuff. You watch. I'm telling you, there probably is going to be some fines out of that. I don't know if we'll hear about them, but I'm just saying. Did you see this whole thing over the weekend? National Daughters Day.
I did.
Yeah.
Is it true or was it just a
Was that
Facebook thing?
That was Saturday, and I think Sunday was
Sunday was
National
Sun's Day.
Sunday.
Well, then I missed the whole National Sons Day. I posted. I don't
Yeah,
have a
me
daughter.
too.
Why's that?
because he didn't
I
have
have two
guns.
daughters.
He didn't
Well,
have
I
any
know, but I
sons.
mean, I have 3 sons. So, I mean, what I did was I bought into the whole National Daughters Day. I posted my 2 daughters-in-law.
Oh, okay.
There
I
you
bent
go.
the rules.
Okay.
But I didn't post for sons. So maybe I'm way behind. By the way, we got a very sad note late yesterday. A friend of the show, Lisa Konopasek, when we were able to have guests out here, she was a regular,
Yeah.
and we love her. She lost her 95-year-old father, Andrew Mayo.
Yeah, I heard he hadn't
Yeah.
been doing well.
Andrew was an honored member of the greatest generation, and we're losing the greatest generation
Yeah.
in droves these days. You see right here, Lisa brought this to me when she was on the show once. This is sand from Normandy Beach because Andrew Mayo, her father, landed on D-Day.
He stormed the beaches
Of
on June
Normandy.
6, 1944.
Yeah. And so, I mean, she brought me some sand from Normandy that sits on my desk, proudly sits on my
Right.
desk. Anyway, our condolences to Lisa and her family, and we give a big salute to the life of 95-year-old Andrew Mayo. So that's my list. Tom, what'd you do over the weekend?
Let's see. Not a whole lot. Had Friday off, and then we talked to Darian Friday night, and we watched the first episode of Lock and Key on Netflix.
Lock and Key. Tell us about that.
Okay, it's this family loses a father, and they move back to his family's home in Oregon, and it is somewhat haunted.
Oh.
There are all these keys that do different things, and they have to find the keys, and it's very,
Okay.
it's on the edge of bizarre. So
And it's a series.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I also watched.
Probably good for Halloween, right?
I also watched Bob Dylan's Rolling Thunder review. So
And that was
a Martin Scorsese documentary.
Whoa. I didn't realize that. On Dylan?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's on this concert tour they did in 1976.
Heard over the
Rolling
weekend.
Thunder review.
If I'm not mistaken, well, I think I heard this over the weekend because I was listening to Sirius,
Mm-hmm.
and they play old Casey Kasem.
yes,
shows.
yeah, the countdowns.
Yeah.
On the
I-
70s
I-
at 7.
I thought I heard where Bob Dylan was with the Dave Clark Five at one time.
I didn't know that.
Now I may be wrong. Maybe in
Roger
maybe in-
McGuinn was part of the tour. So.
Maybe it
From the-
was another band, but I thought I heard Dave Clark Five.
Well, didn't know that.
Can't bunk this.
Can't bunk this. You can't bunk this. Bunk.
He's got one of those
Coming.
keyboards that you wear around you like a guitar.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Bunk. Stop. Bucket time.
Jeremy says he's promised us another one coming
Yeah.
in soon. A new Bucket of Bunk theme, which we will showcase sometime in the near future. Today, Ed Sullivan would have been 119 years old. Ed Sullivan. Come on.
Putting on a big shoe.
That's right. He
We've
died
got
in
a really big shoe.
Died in 1974 at the age of 73, principally remembered as the creator and host of the television show. It first was known as the Toast of the Town, then renamed the Ed Sullivan Show, predictably. Broadcast for 23 years between 1948 and 1971. That record was set as the longest-running variety show in U.S. broadcast history. Before MTV, Sullivan presented rock acts. Before Bravo, he presented jazz and classical music and theater. Before the Comedy Channel, even before there was The Tonight Show, Sullivan discovered, anointed, and popularized young comedians. That's what his job was.
And Topo Gigio.
Topo Gigio. Oh, Topo Gigio. I remember that. And there were dancing bears, and there was, remember the plate spinners? They
Plate
were great.
spinners.
Oh yeah.
There was like 18 plates spinning all at the same time while there was music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Now that's entertainment.
That's quality TV right there.
In the 50s and 60s, he was a respected star maker because of the number of performers who, got on his show. Now, for instance,
Elvis was on the show. The Rolling Stones were on the show. The Doors.
He didn't want
Beatles,
to
yeah.
put Elvis on because Elvis had a bad boy image.
Yeah.
Right.
And it got to the point where he said he'd never book him. But he got too popular too fast. In 1956, Sullivan signed him. And then after 2 or 3 appearances, Sullivan felt compelled to come out and say, before he was introducing him, this is a good young man.
Yeah.
He anointed him. He said, don't just
Don't
because
believe all the hype.
he's a good guy. He also had fights with several performers. I mean,
Really?
oh yeah.
Right.
He and Buddy Holly just despised each
Didn't
other.
get along with each other.
No, because Sullivan would pick the song that he wanted Buddy Holly to sing, and Buddy he had his own idea of what he should sing.
And then sometimes tell you how to sing it.
yeah,
I'm gonna
take
I'm
the
gonna sing
remember
like,
the
I'm gonna
Let's
sing
spend the
like
nice-
I want to sing it and what I want to sing.
Let's spend the night together.
with the Rolling
Stones.
Became let's spend some time together.
Yeah.
He also had wars with Jackie Mason.
The comedian?
Yes, because Jackie Mason was on. It had been right after a presidential speech, so the show had been condensed. Okay? Mm-hmm. So as Jackie Mason is starting to perform, Sullivan gives him the two fingers from the side of the stage.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Jackie gave him one back. And it didn't mean I'll be off in 1 minute. Okay. Also, he had a fight with the Birds. I don't know why.
I thought you were talking
Because
about
they
that.
turned. They turned. Turned.
He was married only once, and he had one child. You mentioned this morning, Janine Garofalo is 56 years old.
Uh-huh.
She began her career as a stand-up comedian and became a cast member on the Ben Stiller Show. She also was on the Larry Sanders Show, if you remember. She had a prominent role there. Was she on Northern Lights?
Exposure?
Northern Exposure?
Lights?
I don't think it was Northern Exposure.
Saturday Night Live. She appeared in more than 50 movies. There was a time where she
Janine
was...
Turner was on.
Oh, Janine Turner.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Your namesake.
She was kind of lined
Should
up
have known that.
to be America's darling there for a little while.
Wasn't she very popular when she did comedy acts as being very sour?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, I wanted to do this,
Yes,
but
yes.
I didn't think that...
She had her own style, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Number of movies. The Matchmaker, The Truth About Cats and Dogs, Clay Pigeons, Sweethearts, Mystery Men. She also was a radio person for a while.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had a very liberal-minded...
No.
Yes, called The Majority Report. It was on Air America radio, and it went right into the dumpster.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that. That's probably why I haven't heard of that show.
Well, it was hard for them to find market share. Quite
Air
this is
America was a whole liberal
idea.
network.
It's supposed to be a counter to Fox.
Yeah.
All right.
In her 2010 stand-up show, If You Will, she says, quote, I don't have a fear of intimacy. I have a sort of genuine lack of interest. She's not married, nor dating, apparently. One point in her life, she struggled with a little bit of alcoholism, and she hasn't had a drink since 2001. Good for you,
Good
Janine.
for her. Yeah.
Hillary Duff is 33. I know very little about Hillary
Wasn't
Duff.
she on Nickelodeon, Disney
Yeah.
Channel?
The
one of
Lizzie
those?
McGuire show. And
Was
then
that
she
on
had a movie.
Disney? That was Disney, wasn't
I think it was
Yeah.
Disney.
Okay.
2001 through 2004 for that show. Thereafter, she appeared in numerous films, leading roles in Agent Cody Banks, Cheaper by the Dozen 1 and 2. She was in that.
The remakes. Of
Yeah,
Cheaper.
with Steve
Yes,
Martin.
Yes, Steve Martin's. She began dating a Canadian National Hockey League player, Mike Comrie. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In 2007, they announced their engagement. They married in 2010. They announced her pregnancy in 2011. She had a son. And then, of course, the divorce right after that. She's in a relationship right now with a songwriter by the name of Matthew Coma. And they have had... She's also a recording performer, an
Right.
artist.
I think so, yeah.
She had a album called Breathe In and Breathe Out. Not and in that. Breathe In, Breathe Out. I put
Okay.
the and in. Anyway, he produced that for her. And they produced a daughter together.
Okay.
So anyway, there's that.
It
September,
was a result of their collaboration.
a daughter
Yeah.
that they probably recognized on Saturday,
Yeah.
National Daughters Day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have much to say about that. September 28th, the U.S. Army abandoned flogging as a form of punishment. Of course, it goes on here. The radio station.
Yes, it does.
Neither one of you have been
Every
flogged lately.
day.
The first nighttime football game in U.S. history took on this date in 1892, if you can believe that.
What they set up.
I don't know.
Bonfires every 10 yards?
Yeah.
Mansfield State Normal School and Wyoming Seminary played under the lights.
Okay.
You know, I was in high
Is
school.
there a Mansfield State unnormal school?
I don't know. When I was in high school, our lights were only so high. You know how high the FCHS out the train
Right.
yard, how
Yeah.
high they are? Ours were about half that high.
Yeah. So if a punt went really high in the air,
That was my
you couldn't
job.
see it.
That was my job. I was, of course, the slowest guy on the football team. My Cold Gravy was my nickname. But I was the only guy that could figure out after it was punted into the darkness where it would come back in.
Ah.
So at least I could catch the ball. I couldn't do anything with it after I caught it.
Yeah.
I'd get plowed. But, yeah.
Hang around, Dreeth. He'll lateral to you.
I've
You can run.
I've seen teams, their punt return team is basically the other team punts and their returner just runs as far forward as he can to get away from the ball.
That would have been a good idea for me. All right. The first World Series game in color in 1955 between the Yankees and the Dodgers. 1961, Dr. Kildare premiered on NBC TV.
Oh, Dr. Kildare.
1961, Hazel premiered
Hazel the Maid.
on
Yeah.
NBC. 1990, I remember this pretty well. The Game Boy handheld video game device was released. I spent way too much time with my handheld football game.
Oh, I loved those.
I did too.
Yeah.
I spent hours.
I spent more money on batteries than I paid for the whole game.
I majored in that in college at that time. 2004, the U.S. Federal Reserve and the U.S. Secret Service introduced the first newly redesigned $50 bill.
I've never seen
I've
one.
never seen one.
Oh, no, I don't think I have either.
In 63, in music history, She Loves You by the Beatles.
Yeah,
played
yeah.
On the radio by Murray the K in New York. Are you Mark the T?
Mark the T.
Yep, that's
Murray
right.
the K.
Mark the T.
68, Janis Joplin left Big Brother and the Holding Company. In 1976, A&M Records sued George Harrison for failing to deliver his LP 33 1/3 on time. In 1991, the Garth Brooks album Rope in the Wind became the first country album to debut at #1 on Billboard's Top 100. The question of the day was a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Carnaby Square question of the day. Of course, fellas, you know that Carnaby Square is the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, has been for nigh on to 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Question of the day was this. What bit of trivia do you know that is very interesting but also useless? Please share. Very few people did. We'll be back with more after this on Morning Coffee.
All of my...
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p, unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Okay, class, let's bump it up to 9.
Come on, Limu, keep pedaling. We gotta build our endurance to let more people know that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Pick up the pace, bird legs.
Hey, don't talk to Limu like that.
I'm not, I'm talking to you.
Get a customized quote at libertymutual.com.
You know how they say the grass is always greener? Well, at F&B, it is. We're pleased to introduce Moolah Cash. Earn 3% annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000 and 0.25% APY on remaining balances when you meet qualifications. You just won't find another cash cow like this. Give us a call or visit us at fnbcommunitybank.com to learn more. Member FDIC. $100 minimum to open. 0.05% APY is earned on all balances if qualifications are not met. Rates current as of January 23rd, 2020.
The influenza season is fast approaching. Because vaccine-induced immunity may fade over the duration of the influenza season, it is important that the influenza vaccine not be given too early. For optimal immunity, influenza vaccinations should be completed by the end of October. Call 618-842-4470 to schedule your influenza vaccination at the Fairfield Community Health Center.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when President Bush traveled to Japan for the funeral of Emperor Hirohito? Back home, Cabinet nominee John Tower took the pledge.
I hereby swear that if confirmed as Secretary of Defense, I will not consume beverage alcohol of any type or form.
CBS gave us Lonesome Dove and a 60 Minutes feature on Alar that started a national apple scare. Darrell Waltrip's Chevy roared to victory at the Daytona 500. Barbie became 30-something. And here's what the new music sounded like.
I get lost in you. So baby, surrender to me. She's my girl, you know it's true. You're not. You got it. There once was a time and there once was a way.
Those are the clues. The answer and a taste of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
It's time to stock the pond. Let the Edwards County Soil and Water District help. They are having their annual fall fish sale now through October 7th. To place your orders, call, email, or stop by their office at 90 West Pine in Albion. They have channel catfish, hybrid bluegill, largemouth bass, and more available. For more information and pricing, find and like them on Facebook at Edwards County IL Soil and Water. All deliveries will be made October 22nd at noon. Call 445-3615 to place your order.
February 1989.
Mike and the Mechanics with The Living Years, the top song of February 1989. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
It's here. The Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to your station's website, WFIWradio.com, and click on Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens of gift certificates for places like Three Chicks Fudgery, Act Tire and Auto, Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center, and Bullard's Farm Market and Bakery. You can shop 24 hours a day and save tons of money in the process. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
Back on Morning Coffee. Can I get a couple howls?
You will.
These are bad. This is... It's a dog. That sounds like I'm listening to out back my backyard. Seriously, my hounds do that on a regular basis.
Your neighbors tell us.
Yes, I know. Carnaby Square question of the day. What bit of trivia do you know that is very interesting, but is also very useless? Please share. I'm going to do it first.
Okay.
You're probably going to be the only one. I can't think of anything.
That's the reason why we only got two answers.
Yeah.
By the way, Richie says there are 1,070 dimples in a golf ball.
That's pretty useless.
That seems like a lot.
Mike said, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay.
All right, here's mine. My sister married into the Shannon clan from up in Sisney. Her mother-in-law is Peggy Shannon Watson. Okay, and my nephew married into the Musgrave clan. David Musgrave is his father-in-law. There you go. I'm connected to this area by virtue of that. It's useless. It's useless, but I shared it.
Okay.
How about you? Anything?
Okay. The plural of cul-de-sac. What do you think it is?
Cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sacs?
Cul-de-sac.
No.
Cul-de-sac is the plural of cul-de-sacs.
Well, I learned some. I've bellied up to the trough of knowledge and slurped there. There's no doubt about
Completely and utterly useless.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I thought he was going to throw some flower trivia on us.
I got nothing.
Clearly, that's what happened. That's what happened when we did the question of the day. So let's just move on. Because I'm not going to talk about these hounds anymore.
The thing is, everyone thinks their knowledge is vital to everyone they know. That's what,
But right now, I
Facebook
got to
has
tell you
done for
something.
us.
The entire town's talking about my relationship with the Shannons and Musgraves right now.
I still got nothing.
You got nothing.
I still got nothing.
Well, your wife is probably related to half the county. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You?
I don't know.
You?
My wife is not related to half the
Okay,
people.
but
in
his
town.
is.
Yeah. She told me
There's
a
a few
story.
people in
She
Sisney
told
who
me
are
a
related
story
to.
one time.
Okay.
That she went to she'd been dating this guy. I don't know who it was, but
So this is pre-MT.
Yeah, this is pre-me. So she went on a date with this guy, and she goes to a family reunion, and the guy's there.
That's not. Here's your sign. Here's your sign.
I'm kind of connected to more people in Wayne County than you'd think, because my mom grew up here or was raised here.
Okay.
She was born in a log cabin just to the west of where the airport is.
Yes.
And so I learn about this connection every once in a while. Like the other day, I had I had jury duty on Friday. The little lady.
I want to thank you for your service, Tom, by the way.
No big deal. And then the little lady that sits next to me, she goes, "We're related, aren't we?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Yeah, your mom was."
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're related then." And I still don't know how we're related, but
let me tell you. And you've gone through.
But
this.
if you want to be related to me, all you have to do is say, "Hey."
Yeah.
We're related, aren't we?
Turner and I go through this all the time because we married Wayne County natives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you've been in this where you've sat and your wife or my wife has seen somebody and they start talking Wayne County ease.
Mm-hmm.
In other
You
words,
and I have been together when it's
oh,
happened.
yeah, and we were totally out of the conversation. We were outside the circle because we stood out there as they started saying, "Well, his Aunt Matilda."
Our conversation,
Isn't that right?
their conversation went like that. Our conversation went like this. You want another?
I need a lot. I need a lot.
Are
more.
you following this? No.
No.
How about another drink?
Yeah. All right. Well, this is from Utah. A group of Utah pumpkin growers are setting new records with their giant orange fruit. Now, I'm listening now after.
So is a pumpkin is it like a tomato?
Yeah.
Is
It's
it
a fruit.
or a vegetable?
It's a fruit.
Not a
Okay, it is a fruit.
Yeah.
The seeds are inside.
I listened last night to
Well, I guess tomatoes considered a fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
The seeds are inside.
Yeah.
2 more chapters last night I listened to of Sarah Fry's book. I read it and then I'm listening to it now. I listened to my name last night. That was a thrill. That was a real thrill. Okay.
So the only 2 chapters you've listened to.
I'm going to go back and listen to it
Somebody
again.
the other day told me that. Have you read that book? It's fabulous.
It is good. It's hard to believe, quite honestly.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm learning about her involvement with pumpkins. Anyway, this way off on Saturday in Utah, and it's hard for me to believe. 8 growers with pumpkins weighing more than 1,000 pounds.
There were 8 pumpkins.
There
that
were
more than
8
1,000
pumpkins
pounds.
of over 1,000 pounds. How long is that? Is over 8 growing seasons or something? How do you get 1,000-pound pumpkin? Now we were at
That's
the pumpkin.
4 tons of pie.
Well, you have to.
We were at the pumpkin, out here at the pumpkin patch.
Right.
My wife picked out the biggest pumpkins for me to lift up and put into the wagon.
Well, I think when a pumpkin gets that big, the meat on the inside gets tough.
Right.
I've never. That's a useless bit of trivia that we can use.
Now, let's go back to the question of the day.
Yeah. Okay. The winning pumpkin weighed 1,825 pounds. That's a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's a ton of pumpkin. Almost. Yeah, 2,000 pounds is a ton.
Let's just hope they didn't pick it.
They have
It
over
wasn't
4
in
tons.
the middle of the field when he had to pick it.
They're going to have another weigh off on October 10th. So maybe they're going to have some that grow more if they haven't taken them off the vine.
Well, I'm sure they have. Because if there were 8 of them together, somebody had to take it off the vine.
Where do you? It's just unbelievable. I wonder what the.
Well, you got to feed.
We used to have, of course, here. We had the pumpkin festival,
Right.
and we had a big pumpkin contest as a part of it. I don't remember how. I mean, we're talking 30 or 40 pounds was the most we could ever come up with. Here's an elderly guy, also in Utah. The news is all from Utah today.
The question is, what are they going to do with the pumpkins now?
Well, they're too tough to eat. That's one heck of a jack-o'-lantern.
Get one.
Hey, you know what? Here's what they're going to do.
Get one, take it out to the football field, and then blow it up.
They're going to build tiny houses.
You know what?
Because the insides, once you pull the seeds and everything out,
Right. There's plenty of room.
That pumpkin meat is good insulation.
Let me just tell you something. Remember the series? And they still do this. Pumpkin. Tom's getting a call during the show. Somebody's saying, I got a pretty big pumpkin here. Do you remember Pumpkin Chunkin'?
Yeah, they used to have it in Morton all the time.
Right.
The Pumpkin Chunkin' Festival.
If you launched a 1-ton pumpkin, you could take out a house.
Imagine the dent.
Well, you'd need a battleship cannon to shoot that thing.
You couldn't get a traditional launcher. Let's put it that way.
You couldn't get one of those trebuchets.
What the heck is that?
It's a fancy catapult.
It's like a catapult, only different.
Well, I always thought it'd be neat if we had.
Because you always see when they do it on TV, they're using a trebuchet.
Yeah.
Instead of just a regular catapult.
You talking French to me?
I
Is that
am.
what you're doing?
Yep.
89-year-old. What?
Toast.
Yeah.
Talking
French toast.
That's right. French fries, French bread.
89-year-old pizza delivery driver in Roy, Utah says
You go, man.
he's speechless.
Sure didn't. Raw?
No, it's
Utah?
Roy.
Wah? Utah?
No, it's Roy. Says he's speechless after receiving a $1,200 tip. Now, first of all, what's an 89-year-old guy delivering pizza for? Unless he really needs the money. Yeah. Anyway,
He's got a teenage wife, and
he's a geezer.
Actually, he's got 3.
In Utah, he's got 3. Yeah. Derlin Newey is his name.
His first name is
Derlin, Derlin. Derlin Newey actually received the huge tip thanks to the generosity of the local community. The Valdez family raised the money for their favorite driver with the help of donations by others on TikTok.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, TikTok's being attacked by our government as part of a Chinese conspiracy to be able to learn things about our 14-year-old
well, yeah, it's a
daughters.
Chinese company.
TikTok.
He's living on Social Security payments alone. That's the reason why he's delivering
and pizza delivery.
My 6-year-old granddaughter was doing this dance the other day when we saw him. I said, "What are you doing?" "I'm TikToking." It's like, do you even know what that is?
I'm sure she does. You don't.
I don't.
I'm not going to get the app.
All right.
You got?
I have today
Trivia?
a special.
Special.
I call it.
It's a giraffe trivia.
Nope. It's the and trivia.
And trivia.
And I call it and the.
And
the trivia.
Okay.
Well, I'm fascinated.
I'm going to give you the name of a musical artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his group?
It's Tom Levine and the
Okay.
Whoopie Cats or something, you know?
That was a long time ago.
It would be Tom Levine.
We cut that one EP, and that was it for the Whoopie Cats.
Anyway,
Nick Gilder, probably, right, Tom?
I'm gonna give you a name.
Okay.
And you got to tell me the name and the
Okay.
Okay, all right. Go
whatever.
ahead.
Name
Go
the
ahead.
band.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Name of the band or whatever you want to call it. All right.
All right.
There you
The
go.
backup.
And the.
At Jackie's Hidden Treasures, you never know what you'll find. Pick up a certificate at the Big Deal Store for incredible savings. There's always something new at Jackie's Hidden Treasures on the square in Sisney.
If you are looking for a way to positively impact today's community as well as generations to come, look no further than the Frontier Community College Foundation. The foundation's goal is to expand facilities and services offered at Frontier Community College, and it's had a hand in the college's expansion over the past 38 years. Donations to the foundation can be designated to a specific program or sent to a general fund, and they may be written off for tax purposes. Contact President Sarah Rush or Treasurer Diane Robinson to make a donation.
Here's what's going on, brought to you by Jaggers Doggy Daycare in Mount Vernon, your one-stop shop for dogs. They are now reopened and ready to provide you with dog boarding, dog grooming, dog training, and doggy daycare. Learn more by visiting their website at jaggersdoggydaycare.com. Here's what's going on Saturday, October the 3rd. The Mount Airy Ruritan Club will be hosting their monthly breakfast from 6 to 9 a.m. The menu will be all-you-can-eat sausage, biscuits and gravy, hash browns, scrambled eggs, and pancakes. The cost is $6 for adults and $3 for kids. Volunteers of Mount Airy will be having a 2-day fall festival October 2nd through 4th. There will be vendor markets, bingo, an auction, live music, a 5K, and kids games. And the Multiple Sclerosis Support Group will meet on Saturday, October 3rd from 11 a.m. until noon in the Harlan Yates Boardroom located in the Medical Arts Complex. For more information, call 847-8253.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Just about 12 minutes before 9, Sheldon Bunning on the line from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
So, how was the weekend?
Man, it was good. It was short, but it was good.
I know it's always short, always too short, you know.
It is.
Like
It
I say, I'm. If you're on board, we'll start a petition drive. We need to have the 2-day-a-week work week and the 5-day-a-week weekend.
I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right.
I'm all on board.
Can we
with
put a
that.
petition down there at Le Mans?
We sure can.
All right, appreciate it. So what do you got going on down there today?
Well, our September is almost over, so if your goal was to buy a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Chevrolet or Buick Cadillac vehicles in the month of September of the year 2020, you're running out of time.
All right,
It's
and the deals can continue probably for the full week. I mean, probably won't get the new deals till, what, Monday or Tuesday of next week? Is that right?
No, they'll probably start them over on Thursday since it's the middle of the week. They
Okay.
probably will. It's not the weekend.
All right. All right. So what do
We
you got?
Some good deals. We know what we've got through Wednesday anyway. So
All right, and the deals are really good. You've got some really great rebates and some 0% financing on some vehicles.
got a lot of different models with 0% for up to 72 months. A lot of the models have some really good discounts. Chevrolet with that Hit the Road program, the percentage off that varies per new vehicle. We've got the Ram, I think the Silverado half-ton trucks. I think we've lined up with a couple of them, but I think they've got $5,000 in cash for everybody. The Ram half-ton, the Bighorn trucks, the crew cabs, I think they're up to $6,000 in rebate. If you own a competitive make truck, you get an additional $1,000, and if you have a Chevy or a GMC, you get an additional $2,000. So,
Man,
up to $8,000 in rebates on those trucks.
man, that's all right. And of course, the service department is always open, and those guys can work on just about any vehicle.
Yes, good bunch of guys back there. Good bunch of guys, talented guys. So they'll get you fixed up.
All right, Sheldon, as always, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
All right, you guys have a great week.
You too.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
Does your financial future depend on the performance of a single investment? In any type of market, allocating your investments among a variety of assets may help minimize risk. I understand the importance of asset allocation and can design a diversified portfolio based on your risk profile to help you attain your goals. For details, call me, Chris Connard, at 842-7855. That's 842-7855. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned.
All right, your classic hits Fairfield area weather forecast. Rain likely today, high 70. Clear tonight, low 45. For tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 65. Mostly sunny, 75 on Wednesday. For Thursday, sunshine, high 68. The outlook for Friday, partly sunny, high 60. Overnight low 53. Yesterday's high was 89. 33 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall in Fairfield overnight. Currently, humidity at 100%. Winds from the southeast at 4 miles an hour, and the pressure at 29.83. Right now, cloudy skies and 55 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar showing some light rain all over the WFIW listening area this morning. Radar weather brought to you by the Connard Financial Group.
James Gang with Joe Walsh, isn't it?
It's just the James Gang.
Well, of course,
But Joe Walsh
was
part
was
of
in it.
Okay.
All right, here's what I'm going to
It
do.
fell apart.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give you the name of an artist.
Okay.
He was with a band.
Okay.
For an example,
Yes.
we said earlier, Tom Levine and the Whoopie Cats. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you Tom
I
Levine.
didn't know you were with the Whoopie Cats.
Well, you know,
You need to.
I gave
give
them their
us-
break.
You need to give us and the.
Whoopie Cats.
Whoopie Cats.
Yeah. All right.
This is very complicated.
Here we go. Number 1, George Thorogood.
And the Delaware Destroyers.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
See, it's not that hard.
Number 2, Jimmy Buffett.
Ooh. I didn't know he had a group. He's always just Jimmy Buffett, as far as I
What's his
knew.
backup band? The Coral.
The
Reefer.
Parrot
The
Heads?
Coral
Oh,
Reefs.
the Coral Reef. Okay.
The
Well, I
Coral
thought
Reefer
maybe.
Band.
Thought it was the.
All right. Tom Petty.
Heartbreakers.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy.
Joan Jett.
Blackhearts.
Blackhearts.
Sammy Hagar.
Sammy.
Van Halen.
Well, he's got one called The Circle right now.
Uh-huh.
Is that right?
That is an exception. That it
Well,
can
that's
be
the name of his
accepted.
group now.
No, that's accepted.
Okay.
The
but you don't.
Waboritas.
The what?
The Waboritas.
The Waboritas.
Because of his
Tequila.
tequila.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cabo Wabo, isn't that the name?
Uh-huh. All right.
I wouldn't know. I've been told about it.
George Strait.
That's the. Oh gosh, if I don't get this, I'm in major trouble.
That's why I put it on there.
Oh, hold on a second. Oh, hold on. No, I'm in terrible
Christy
trouble.
called him over the week. Christy called him over the weekend and said, "You know what? Sales are down a little bit. Let's put something in there."
Well,
that
let's move on. I'll
he
have
wants
that.
to think about George Strait.
I'll have that. Hold on a second. Oh, gee.
George Strait and the
Midnight Cowboys.
No.
Oh.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Don't ever. She doesn't listen. Don't ever say anything about this. Okay? I mean, let's just move
All right.
on, and I'll come
the
up with it.
Ace in the Hole Band.
You didn't have to give that to me. I was going to give it to you. Eventually, it was going to spit out here. I'm sure. I was cut off.
It was on the
honey.
tip of his
I
tongue. He
would have
just
done
needed
that.
a mirror to see it.
All right.
I'm so sorry, baby.
Buck Owens. And the
Okay, hold on a second.
The Honky Cats. Go on, isn't it?
Sure. Buckaroos.
Buckaroos.
Yeah,
There you
okay,
go.
all right, fine.
All righty. Buddy Holly.
Crickets. That's easy.
Gary Lewis.
Playboys.
Smokey
Did you know that they
Robinson.
played? Did you know they played? And the Miracles.
Miracles.
Did you know that Gary Lewis played down here, Enfield? Mule
Junior
Days?
Walker.
And the All Stars.
Uh-huh. There you go.
We're just blowing through this, aren't we?
Allison Krauss.
Oh, that was station.
Union Station.
Union
No.
Station.
Is it using
Yeah,
Union
it's
Station?
Union
Union
Station.
Okay, all right.
All right. Kenny Rogers.
And the first edition.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hook.
And the Medicine Show.
Good job.
Manfred Mann.
And
his
his Earth,
Earth
Band.
Band.
Diana Ross.
Supremes.
Elvis Presley.
Oh. He had the Jordanaires.
Or his backup singers.
Yeah, one of his backup singers.
Well, that's his group. I'm right.
No, that was his singers.
Yeah.
He had
But
a
the band was
The band was the TCB band.
What's the TCB?
Taking
band?
Care of Business.
Taking care of business.
TCB.
I'm
You grew
sticking
up in the 70s? Come
I'm
on,
sticking up with
TCB.
the Jordanaires. That's the right answer.
All right. Billy Vera.
And the Beaters.
I didn't know that one.
There you go.
Had one
By the way,
hit.
let me
One
just
hit.
at this moment say something.
Yeah.
That was chicken noodle soup. Simply enough. Look at me. Look me straight in the eye and tell
I'm
me that
looking at
wasn't
you.
chicken noodle soup.
You ate some?
I had chicken noodle soup, and yesterday I had chili. They were both fantastic. But that was chicken noodle
both in
soup.
Oh, you got
they were
both.
very good.
Was it chicken and noodles?
Oh,
Did you
won't look
eat it
me
on a
that-
plate or did you eat it in a bowl?
A bowl.
I just ate it out of the container.
Look at you. He won't look at me. He won't look at me.
But
look at this.
But
Soup?
Tina and Gayla at the shop,
Yes.
they ate it on a plate.
Well, that was pretty sloppy. I guess you had to come along and clean up after. That was soup, wasn't it?
All right. Next
Just
one.
nod your head and say, "Yes, Mike, you're right." Go
Next
ahead.
one. Little Anthony.
And the Imperials.
Yes. Good.
Morris Day.
And the Knights.
No, that was Otis Day and the Knights, and that was from Animal House.
No, it's Morris Day and the Time.
And the Time. There you go.
You know, we've effectively taken the Bobcat
shut
out
out
of this.
Bobcat,
The
yeah.
Bobcat can't play in this game for some reason.
All right. Next one. And if you don't get this one, we're all going to beat you upside your head.
Oh, don't do any more George
Paul
Strait.
McCartney.
Wings.
Yeah. All right. Country Joe.
And the Fish.
Country Joe and the Fish?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Performed at Woodstock. You should know that.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
I wasn't at Woodstock, okay?
All right.
I wasn't at Woodstock either.
And
you
he
know
knew
it.
that. Yeah.
Any more?
Next one. Katrina.
And the Waves.
That's beyond my years.
Uh-huh.
No, that was just a couple,
Oh, I'm just saying,
couple
yes,
20
I'm too
years
old.
ago.
All right.
too
Paul
old for that.
Revere.
And the Raiders.
All right.
There you go.
And here's my final one.
Okay.
Neil Young.
Well, Neil Young played with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, but then this is the group that he was with after. You're telling me?
Well-
You're asking me?
He put out an album. Neil Young and the...
I don't know.
I've got the album at home.
Young Americans.
A song called Wandrin' came off the album. Mid-'80s.
That doesn't help me.
The Shocking Pinks.
The Shocking Pinks.
Remember the album?
Yeah.
Neil Young and the Shocking Pinks.
Yeah.
Well, we've certainly bellied up to the trough there. That was different.
And
Thank
he
you.
claimed he didn't have any trivia that was
Useless?
useless.
Well, that wasn't trivia. That was just a quiz.
And it was well done, my friend.
Well, thank you.
And well, you know, I'm just you know yourself. You know everything except the difference between soup and chicken noodle. Don't you?
What? Did you just... What did you just say?
I stand
I know
uncorrected.
everything.
I think what
except
he
the
wanted to
difference
say-
between chicken noodle
and
soup.
Chicken noodle soup is what we had on Friday. There you go. I'm right. You're wrong. That's all I got to say.
Well, since you signed the paychecks, I will defer to
He
you.
doesn't sign that
The
paycheck.
flogging will continue until morale
frauds
improves. Later. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay here.
George Strait and the...
He's already forgot.
See you tomorrow. Maybe you'll figure it out by then.
Alexa, play WFIW.
It's time for classic hits from WFIW.
All the important news here first. This is WFIW FM Fairfield, the station listened to, not just heard. 104.9 FM.
Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City. See pictures and prices at boydfern.com or follow them on Facebook.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump denies a report in the New York Times he's paid hardly any federal income tax over the last 15 years.